Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, folks. You're on the show this evening as the one and only Albert and my mucker, Big South Side. How we doing, gentlemen?
I'm great, mate. How are you two?
I'm good, mate. Good, mate. 100, well, give or take a couple of shekels, £180 better off. How we doing, South Side?
Aye, I'm no bad. Been better, but for under the circumstances, it's no bad. I'll give a shout out to all the loyal troops on the YouTube channel. They're all firing in the news. The show's starting, so say hello to them. What were you going to say that you're in? You've got a few quid, aye.
You're going to have to stop taking the bad when I pick up a few quid with your bets, Big.
You cashed out again, did you?
Cashed it again? How did you get on?
I cashed out near the end. I had to. There didn't have much injury time was getting played. I was still getting offered some money, more than what I'd put on. So I ended up cashing out. One goal away for
a false. One goal away. I cashed out with one goal away and got 18-1 my doll, mate.
I seen there was 2 goals disallowed in that game, I know.
I know, mate. I know. Well, apart from that, Albert, my weekend was, football-wise, was pretty much a disaster. But we'll get you two gentlemen's thoughts in. But before we do that, unusually, we're going to hear from the manager and get his take on the game, if that's all right with you two guys, yeah?
Aye.
I saved myself a tenner.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Let's hear for the interim manager, Barry Ferguson.
Barry, how you feeling after that? Well, clearly disappointed, frustrated. I never seen it coming, if I'm being honest with you. First 45 minutes, we're going to stand here and kid anybody on. It just wasn't, it was nowhere near good enough.
It felt like it was sluggish, but it felt like...
We had no energy, we had no passion about us. And obviously been with the guys now for 4 full days. It's something that I spoke about at length. It's something that I expect and something when you play at a club like Rangers you need to have. They showed me it on Wednesday night, but clearly there's an issue playing at home. You can see that there's a real nervousness about them. We try to obviously go about it a different way. We try to calm them down a wee bit and talk to them about it. But you could see it. Yeah, I got a reaction in the second half, and I made a number of changes. But I shouldn't need to do that. That should be from minute 1.
Very honest of you there, saying that the players are nervous. I think your predecessor said that last week as well. Did you sense that in the dressing room?
Well, there's a nervousness in terms of going and demanding the ball. But listen, one thing I'll say, that the crowd were amazing today. The crowd were right behind them. It's because of the previous 2 results. But listen, that's football. It happens sometimes. You need to get over that. You need to get through that. And I thought after the performance we gave in the second half against Kilmarnock on Wednesday night, I wouldn't see that being an issue, but it was clearly an issue. And obviously getting them in at half-time, I had to do something. I had to make a tactical switch. I had to obviously change a bit of personnel. I did get a kick out of them, but not enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 games in a row where you've given yourselves a mountain to climb. You can't start games like that.
No, you can't. Listen, you took the words out of my mouth. You can't continually give people 2 goals a start. When you give a team like Motherwell, they're going to hang on to it. They're going to defend for their lives. They're going to sit behind the ball and try and frustrate. And that's something we spoke about also. We need to start on the front foot. We're at Ibrox. We're playing in front of our own fans, and they demand from you. And look, just clearly, I'm really disappointed with it. It's something that I need to go away and digest and come back in on Monday morning, and we need to do a fair bit of work on the grass.
Do you learn a lot about your players in a defeat like that?
You do. I'm a big believer in that. I've learned a lot over the last 4 days, and I've understood the situation because I've been around about the club for the last year and a half. but it's I just didn't see that coming. So that was a surprise to me. I had a chat with him just after the game there. Listen, nothing about going crazy and ranting and raving. I just need to get them in on Monday morning, and we need to spend a fair bit of time together, because this club's built on winning games of football. And I know Europe's great, and it's great for the club, it's great for the club financially, but your bread and butter's your domestic league, your domestic cups, which we're out of both. We obviously lost one, we were out of Scottish Cup. It's going to be really tough in the league, so yeah, there's a lot of hard work to be done.
And just finally, you've mentioned the fans a couple of times, and how patient I suppose they were today.
Do you know what? They were brilliant, they were so patient, because I know that, look, I played here long enough to realise that they've got expectations of you, but they stuck behind the team, they kept trying to drive the team on, and I have to give them great credit for that.
And is that why you sent the players out at the end, just to sort of stand there and take the stick? Was that your decision, or did the players do that off their own
They
back?
have to. You've got to respect your fans. They come in the numbers. Look at the numbers they came today. It's easy for the fans to give up, but the fans at this club will never give up. They'll always come and support their team. But what they need to see is, they need to see a team winning games of football on a regular basis.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Look, I think there's a lot of truth in what Barry says there. I just want to give my take on it, and then, if you don't mind, you two gentlemen can chip in. Albert, is that all right with you?
Aye, go for it, Paul.
Yeah, Southside, yeah. All right.
Aye, you go for it. Use your take.
I just thought you were maybe counting your winnings. It's been a while, you know.
No, it's all right.
All right. I sent you a picture of a new panelist, mate. I'll look at that. Listen, I think you talk about how we played, and we can dissect it. Some players worse than others, but I just want to start with the start of the game, and the back four and the goalkeeper set the tone, particularly at the start. We were all over the place, and then we lost the first goal. Now the first goal comes with a corner kick that we didn't have to get away when proper heads out. Communication stops that. Doesn't even go for a corner kick. Now then they get the corner kick. Jack Butland comes and catches it well, rolls it to Dessers, who miscontrols it. Yeah, miscontrols it. With no danger, and then the ball breaks through. Proper is, if you get a chance to walk it back, is pretty much walking out of defence, mate. Walking out of defence, playing them all off onside, and then there's a shot that misses Albert with a saved, and Butland spills it, which means I think that'll be that's every calendar month now for a year that he's maybe cost his points. Butland. I've not looked at it. I just did a quick look. There's not been a month that he's no threw one in the back of the net, mate. Atrocious goalkeeping, yeah. In fact, if the young boy in Salah had get pulled off at Kilmarnock, he was deserved to get pulled off for that, because that was horrendous. Yeah. So then the game, we couldn't get a hold of the game. Tav gives the ball away. Whose legs have gone, mate. Legs have gone. You see it in the wide open space, his eyebrows. His legs have gone. Gives the ball away cheaply. And then there's a ball played in. And a boy that I've championed on here and said I think he's got something about him. Yefty is playing, where he's playing or what he's doing, I don't know. And the boy's just played into the left-hand Ours defence, inside right channel. And the boy runs in and puts in the goal. Goalie doesn't make any save. Well, if he's not going to save the first one, he's definitely going to save the second one. So that's the back four and the goalkeeper. A quick tie up on them. I thought that we're two white people. White players were atrocious. I accept your point, Albert. I thought about it on Saturday evening about Igaman, who was pretty, wasn't involved much, but then again, we didn't control the game. Whether we're playing him out of form, we're playing him out of positions because we brought Dessers back. obviously scoring goals. He scored a couple at Kilmarnock. But he seems to be a guy that comes alive in the second half. In the first half, again, he was atrocious. And then in the midfield, I thought Diamandi and Raskin. I actually thought Diamandi was our best player. And that's no a great compliment on Saturday. But I thought Raskin's distribution of the ball was very poor. Somebody have said he's been playing well. I thought he looked back to where he'd been at times before in the past. His passing wasn't great. But I thought Cherny and Hadji contributed nothing at all. Hadji the first half and Cherny over the game. The Cherny's numbers are good. Hadji's had moments, but I thought he was awful. And then we brought subs on. I cannot understand for the life of me why we bring Tom Lawrence on. And Proper. I'll let Albert talk about Proper because I might get put off a show. I'd definitely get sent to Sharnham or a Southside if I said what I think of Robin Proper as a footballer. I don't know him well enough as a man to contribute. I just thought we were appalling. And I don't know. You can't blame anybody bar the players who went on and put without any pride. People will talk about previous manager, the new manager, but that's the third game in a row at Ibrox. 5 goals we've lost to Queen's Park, St Mirren and Motherwell, and we've scored 1. Yeah, obviously there's moments of controversy in the game, but these are the big moments for me, and particularly the start of the game when we go 1 down, because it sucks all the, if you like, the good feeling for the change and the result on Wednesday night. It just sucked all out. It gone in a moment because of that catalyst errors. You could blame Dessers, you can blame Proper, but the guy's got a job today and he failed dramatically. Was Butland again? Yeah, Proper, shocking. Dessers touch, shocking. And I could go on and on and on. Southside.
Aye, there's a lot. Listen, the players, they turned up and they just put in one of their performances that just shocking. Misplaced passing, lethargic, no any tempo in it, struggling to string a few passes together. Slightly harsh maybe on Proper as they were coming out the area. Technically, when Butland catches the ball and rolls it to Dessers, you're thinking that he's going to go and pass it out wide because there was a player out there to pass it to. He's took a touch and then obviously as the ball ricochets off him, he makes the guy level inside. You only need to be hard working and probably physical to beat us at times or force us into making a mistake at the back. That's what it feels like at the moment. As I said a couple of weeks ago, our squad's not strong enough to maybe be drafting players that is getting a future at the club. So why keep playing them? But we've had to now because the squad's been so light. But there's ones, is definitely leaving. So I agree why Tom Lawrence takes the park. I've got no idea. You would need to ask Barry Ferguson that, because it was him that made the sub. Home performances have been poor, start to finish. In the last 3 results, Motherwell, what's that, 2 each, 2-1 defeat, and I think we'll beat them 2-1. So there's not been much in any of the games for a Rangers team that's faced Motherwell at Fir Park and at home. I think we played them at the start of the season at Hampden, didn't we, today? Maybe. So, aye, it's poor all of the part for the team. It's the players. It is the players. Barry said what he said. The last manager even said at one point, no matter who you change, you'll probably not get any different results. Irrespective of that, Barry and the rest of them are in there trying to educate the team to go out and put on a performance, and they're not reacting to it. And the basics are poor. Our goalie's a shambles. Said on here weeks ago, if that was Kelly had made 1 or 2 mistakes, if he'd been in the team, you wouldn't have seen him at the end of the season. But our goalie's making them regular. There's probably a reason why he's always been second or third choice at most clubs and only had a regular run at Stoke. But he came with a decent pedigree, you thought. I still had said on here a while ago, I thought he was a better goalkeeper out of the two. See, to be honest, I'm really questioning myself now. If you look at league performance, no, he's miles off it. He's miles off it, and he's picking up a chunky wage. He's meant to be one of the leadership groups, lead by example. And again, he put us on the back foot for a simple pass back, basically into him that he's fumbled out, and it's terrible. But the magnitude of the next 3 games coming up, you'll probably find that he'll take the sticks between the goal. But anything after that, I wouldn't bother if he dropped him and put Kelly in for the league games. Because if he keeps this up...
Can I ask you a question? Are you confident that guy can have 3 games and play well in them?
No, but I think he'll get the nod. I think he will, and I think he'll know the pressure.
Different questions, I get what you're saying,
Listen, but as much as I'll say about Kelly, he came in, he was competent, he was good distribution, was first class. He sort of got the ball when he got it, he moved it out quicker to full-backs and that. You seen the way he punted it up to Hadji, who took a great touch at Dens Park. It set us up for a goal. I think the only problem we had once was that, well, even a couple of cross balls, he came out, he didn't look too clever. And there was one against Hibs, which he said himself when he was blocked on the line, and probably even on his line, he wouldn't have saved it. But I'm questioning what I'll say is if you're looking at league performances, Jack Butland is miles off it. Absolutely miles off it as a goalkeeper. And he's costing us points all over the place. And Olber touched on it a while ago when he counted up many points he reckons he's lost us in the league.
He's costing us points, cup finals, punching the ball in and Old Trafford.
It could have cost us a goal in Europe that the referee blew the whistle before the ball went in the net, or if the VAR had looked at that, it was a goal because he made a mess of it, remember, against Bucharest at Ibrox.
I mean, his form is absolutely atrocious. And you're talking about Liam Kelly. Here's words I never thought I'd see on here before I go to Albert. You mentioned Liam Kelly in goal before Jutland. I'd rather have Alex Kelly in goal before Butland the way he's playing this now. There you go.
Well, put it this way, when you're looking up, he's not doing the basics right, so if you can go in and do the basics, and usually when you're playing at Rangers you should have a comfortable left turn in, but you're only called upon once or twice. But no, that was basics. Ox, that first goal, I mean, it's nothing towards the goalkeeper.
If it had just been that standalone, Albert, everybody makes a mistake, everybody's a howler, you know. You do something silly in the football part of a season for the mere games you playing, but this is, I'm going to say, it feels as if it's every fortnight, doesn't it?
Oh, what do I say? Well, I know what I say. I agree with everything you're saying. Good night. There's no much to say, mate. There's big. But I'm putting it out there. Butland. Right, that big clown, Butland. That's the worst Rangers goalkeeper I've seen in 30 years, mate. Honestly. Maybe even more. He's hopeless, mate. He's not a bad goalkeeper. He's hopeless. He's no half for him. He's just crap, mate. Absolutely crap. You're not a second choice goalkeeper at Crystal Palace, and you're not a third choice goalkeeper at Manchester United for no reason, mate. If you're a half decent to a good keeper, down in the Premiership, you might not be playing in the Premiership, but you'll definitely get a game in the Championship at that level. He's nowhere near that level, mate. He stole a wage off of Crystal Palace, stole a wage off of Manchester United, and now he's up here stealing a wage off of us. He's crap, mate. Call it out what it is. He's crap. That goal on Saturday there just epitomised. That first goal, what he's all about. He's just stinking, mate. Come on. He's cost us all sorts of... In fact, he's cost you any remote chance a league challenge had this year, and he's probably costed a league run-in last year or played a huge part in it.
I said a calendar year, mate, a calendar year.
Aye, well, I don't go calendar years, I just go season to season, mate. And the last season, he cost us giving that run-in, definitely. Him and other players, not just him, but this year, it's down to him, mate. You're 16 points behind because of your keeper. You might still be behind, but he's cost the majority of their points, mate. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm seeing it and calling it out the way it is. He's garbage, mate. Just garbage. Just another point. It was all your senior leadership group that let you down on Saturday. If he does his job right, and Tav does his job right, and Proper does his job right, you're walking away for that game, no matter how bad we played, you win that game 1-0 in Saturday. That's what you're going to do. If you just get these players playing to what they can play, you're not asking me to do anything special or be brilliant and play out their skins. Or just do what you're supposed to be doing properly, and you walk away winning 1-0. It'll not be pretty. It's no, I'm saying it's great performance and all that. But you can't have keepers throwing balls out to forwards, Motherwell forwards, or any forwards for that matter. You can't have Dessers can't miscontrolling a ball. He saves the ball. He actually catches a ball for this. You should have took photos of that, by the way. He actually catches the ball for a corner kick, does the right thing, rolls the ball out to Dessers. The throw out to Dessers was perfect. Dessers miscontrols it. Gives the ball away. Ball goes back into the area. A shot that it wasn't even a shot, mate. It was slow the pass back. He fumbles it. Second goal, Tavernier, under no pressure, mate, just decides to try and play the ball. For whatever reason, the way he played it, gives the ball away. Bump. Jeffrey's sleeping, as usual. Sleeping. Guy runs through, puts it away. Big Butland out with his feet. Try to save it with his feet. You ever heard the dive in that big clown? But anyway, so that's that one. It's 2-0 down. Here we go. We're trying to catch up again. Nah, no chance. Then we proceed to then go Hadji and Cherny, woeful. Two of them were woeful, mates, on Saturday. And it's not the first time. Cherny's running out of steam rapidly. McCausland's sitting. You're sitting saying, there, this guy's running out of steam. You walk in and take his place now. Can he? Can he do it, mate? A crap Cherny is better than an outstanding McCausland. That's basically what these managers are telling.
They're all saying that's better than one person.
Aye, it's true, mate. So he needs to look at himself and he's going, why you battering his door? Oh, forget about that. He should be doing better anyway. But there you go. And then you've got Dessers up, and he scores a goal, and then everybody goes, oh, he's a good player. He's a bad player, mate. He's just, he's can't keep going round in circles with his players. They're bad players, mate. Then you get the young boy, big Salah gets dragged off. He's not even in the squad for the game on Saturday. So he basically got away. And he wasn't playing well, let's be honest about it. But the boy get put in through necessity, and he had a couple of good games, let's be honest about it. He didn't sell okay up until maybe the St Mirren game and the Kilmarnock game. But then you look at Jeffrey. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in that up in that Auchenhowie, but we all can see that Jeffrey keeps getting caught. He's no looking about himself. He's no doing it the right way. Now that Stuart said, and I don't watch sports scene, but I wanted to watch it for a particular reason on Saturday there. And that's Stuart, who I can't stand, but he came out with a good point when he turns and says, look at Jeffrey, man. Look at the way he turned for the second goal. He nearly screwed himself into the park. He turns the wrong way, mate. You're going, what are you doing, son? He's not got a clue what he's doing. You're going, what's all that about? So the coaches are sitting watching that. Everybody's sitting watching this. For what? For all this season. And nobody's taking that boy aside to say, hold on, we need to straighten your head out here, son, because you're doing the same mistake. It's different. It's all different mistakes he's doing, but he's doing the same mistake over and over and over again, and nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's talking to him. So you're looking at that. Now you're looking at a defence. We haven't got a defence, mate. So stop us all pretending we haven't got a defence. And we've not had a defence for months, mate. You're got Tavernier playing at centre half, your left back playing at right back. You've got Proper, who is basically no a central defender for Scotland. And then you've got Jeffrey, as I said, inexperienced, and you've got a clown a goalkeeper. We have zero defence, mate. And you're not going to win any games with this defence. I'm telling you right now, I hope this mob don't get put there, that defence doesn't get put in against Fenerbahce, because I'm telling you right now, they'll slaughter us, mate, if we put the 5 in for that game. Honest to God, I'm dreading that. If that's the case, you have to pull Suter, Flanagan, and even with them in the team, you're no guaranteed that you're going to get in. But surely it'll be a better show than what you got with day 5 is their defence, because it isn't a defence, mate. It just simply isn't. But again, Clement told you all this. He told you you'd get these results. Right at the beginning of the season, the man told you it was going to be like this because of the way the setup was for signings, money situation, blah, blah, blah. Wage bill has to come down. He warned you about this. All get told there right at the beginning, but you all choose to ignore it. Don't take it into consideration. And some sites are going to go and say it was all excuses. What's Ferguson say the second game in? What's caused the problem? Injuries. Clement said the same thing, but he gets said, oh, you're making excuses now. Now, I'm not sticking up for Clement anymore because everybody made their mind up about him very early doors. But the guy's proved right. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be proved a big mistake getting rid of that guy when you get rid of him, because he was taking the flak for a lot of things that he was trying to sort it out. You could have got rid of him eventually when the time was right for the club, but that wasn't the time to get rid of him. But we've got rid of him, and we'll still got the results the way they're coming. nothing to play for, basically. You've got a Fenerbahce team that's on fire, I heard. Potential. And I'll tell you another thing. Marino's not a fool, by the way. He'll look at this and he'll hear, oh, if we take this to Ibrox, if it's 1-0 to us or 1 each, or even the Rangers get a win it there, and they get us at Ibrox, and that crowd get up the way they can get up. Oof, we could be potentially in for a rough night. He's taken Ibrox out of the equation. He's going to go and try and finish this tie on Thursday night. You mark my words, mate. He's going for it on Thursday night.
I understand.
He wants to take Ibrox out altogether. Take it out.
I understand what you're saying there, but let's go back. When you look at, if we talk about there wasn't one part of that team worked on Sunday. Defence and goalkeeper, the midfield and the forward, south side, none of it worked.
No, it looked shambles, to be honest, in the first half. Total shambles, and even bits of the second half, because it didn't get much reaction for who came on. I thought Bajrami came on and actually done more work than normal, but tactics and how we're trying to build things and that, I was watching it and there wasn't enough movement. The whole team, it's the players that are at fault when they go across that line, that the coaching teams tell them what he wants after them, what they've to do, and yet they go across that white line and they're not reacting to it. And it's probably because a lot of them are probably going out the door at the end of the season. So I would get these 3 games out the road, and then I would sit down with every one of them and just tell them, listen, you're not going to be part of this going forward. Why be persevering with players that you know that aren't going to be there? And if they're not playing for them, then why keep picking them? Why not just put a young boy in? Why not put Finlay Curtis on in the left then? He's going to go out and try. He might make the odd mistake. He might go out there and score you a goal. The boy scored 64 goals in the B team, getting himself into positions. He might go in and be a revelation for the first few weeks, and it's giving him experience, because we're persevering with players that don't want to be here at the end of the season, and they're not going to be here. So if it's going to be a shit show right through at the end of the season, I'd rather put some of the young boys in that at least they'll show and give you a bit of effort, and that might spur the rest of them on. Or sit the players down that you think are going to be here at the start of next season because you're willing to move them on, and go, what is your goal now? What is it that what are you going to contribute to this team? Are you going to let the rest of them bring you down? Because you'll probably be here at the start of next season, but you're getting the same as the rest of them. Lack of effort, lack of just everything. So you need to pull your socks up, and if you're going to be here, because you will be here at the start, maybe using Yeftin as an example, who's not playing well. But players that are going to be here, you've got to get into their heads and say, well, if you're going to be part of this squad going forward until you move on eventually, you can't let the rest of these players drag you down, because that's what's happening, the ones that are probably leaving. So why you bring Tom Lawrence on, I don't know, and what he's doing, but they've got to up the level for the next 3 games that they've got. And Barry's talking the talk, but the players aren't reacting to it at all, and that performance on Saturday proved it.
I don't disagree with Tom Lawrence, man. I think Hadji looks as if his mind could be elsewhere. We know Czerny's struggled to play 90 minutes constantly, particularly at the start. We thought he hadn't played enough football, but still continuing. We know he's got ability, Albert. He's done enough we know he's got ability. But that boy, the boy I played against, who was a big physical boy, it just wasn't going to happen, was it?
Not going to happen. Plus, he's not got the engine. Czerny's not got the engine, let's be honest about it. He's got a bit of skill, but no engine. And he's probably not got the heart for it either. So, as far as I'm concerned, £7 million, no thanks. No chance, mate. No chance. He's no the answer we need. Hadji's Hadji, you know what I mean? Hadji's playing in the wing. You give him the ball and he can't run. So he can't take a defender on for speed. So he's doing the one thing. He chops back inside. He can actually put you off a balance, but he can't get away from you. And that's his problem, mate. He's scuffing shots. He's scuffing crosses. His timing's way out, mate. And that's the sign of a player to me that's done. When that starts, look, Tavernier, he's crossing now and he's passing. It's Tavernier's crossing was usually, you get good crosses out of Tavernier. I would say it was maybe 60-40 in Tav's favour. Now I would say it's 90-10 against him because his crosses are dreadful. And there's another question, by the way. Going to somebody explain to me why he's going to take corners? Why is it? We're crap at corners. I think we all agree on that. We're just crap at corners, right? So what's the difference with the nearest player taking the corner? Why is Tavernier going to come? And it's always on the left-hand side. So apart from the keeper, he's the furthest player away from the corner. He's going to march across the diagonal, right across the park to take that, usually at a trot, because it's never at a run, to take the corner. Takes the corner, it's a flop. Next thing, he's away out of position. He's not got any speed to get back. He never did have much speed to get back, but he's no speed at all now to get back. I don't understand this, mate. Why is it every manager that comes in, Tab takes the corners? What do they see that we don't see? I mean, we're rubbish at corners. We all know this. So why? It doesn't matter who's going to take them. You're still going to be rubbish at them. So why do they say, closest person, take the corner, take the corner? Doesn't matter who it is. Just take the corner. Makes no difference because we don't do nothing. No, this is the logic. It's happening at Ibrox at the moment. I don't understand often what's happening at Ibrox, but there you go. I still think we've got some decent players. It's just that it needs to change, and it needs to change with a core of the team. The core of the team's not there yet. Clement told you that right at the beginning. The core of the team's not there. There's no. We tried to bring in a bit of experience at the last minute. Didn't work. Couldn't get them in. Whoever it was. Oh, Prop was a third choice. He was a last minute ditch choice of centre half. Let's be honest. There are two guys that we wanted, didn't want to. This one led us along the garden path right up the last minute and they decided to go to Norwich. The other guy didn't want to come. So you're left with days running out. Transfer one is coming to a close. Oh, grab a player. Oh, there's Proper. Oh, we'll get him. Brought him in. You going, oh, well, must be no bad player. He's the captain of the Dutch team who came for, he's this, that, and the night. Really? Then we all seen him. We went, first thing he does was scoring his own net. It was his first acts as a Rangers centre half. Scored his own net.
I'm denying.
Right, so you go, so maybe we should have went right there and then. Sure, you've got a return ticket or you still get money on that ticket, so just jump the plane and get back home. But anyway, it's just part and parcel in it. You just don't know what you're getting. But there you go. That's what I see. I don't see. And by the way, I heard this. We should be coaching them. Forget this minute. This week it's the new up to Thursday, and then the week after. Forget about that. Right? When was Clement supposed to coach this team? This baffles me, mate. Everybody said pre-season. Pre-season consists of basically 4 weeks. Now, with all the games you've got to play, 4 weeks, and in that 4 weeks, you've got to still finish transfer business. You've got to get them in the team, get them settled into the team, and get them onto the regime and train and coach it. That's it. During the season, it's 3 games a week. You're lucky if you get 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week to coaches, or 1 hour every 3 days. You're lucky if you get that. Lucky. So when is all this coaching going to take place? When does everybody go, hold on a minute, coach him, coach him? The coaching's pretty poor. There isn't any coaching because there's no time for it. It's just nonsense they talk now. It's just absolute garbage. Sick of listening to some of the crap that gets spoke. If they just open their eyes and try to apply themselves to say, what is the problem that guy went through, and what's the problem Ferguson's going to go through at the moment? You don't have to. It's not a genius. You don't have to be a genius to work it out. It's dreadful, mate. There is no time for anything. And Barry should have made changes for the first game against Kilmarnock. Surprised they put the same team out. Who's he going to change it with? What players is he going to change it with? There is nobody there. You're going, who's he to change then? Yeah, well, he should have changed the team. And then we all come up with fabulous ideas to put so-and-so there and put so-and-so. It's never like for like. It's never, put a right back in the right back position, a centre half in the centre. It's always mend and make do. Pull him across here, put them there. It'll never work, mate. It'll never, ever work. But it was all predicted, mate. We knew this season was going to be like this. But we made the manager fall on his sword. Mental, mate. Mental. Doesn't benefit the club at all. Not one single way does it benefit the club.
What I will say, there was one consistent about 3 seasons, right for the first game. Butland was throwing them in, mate, against Ajax, if you think back, yeah.
Oh, aye. We all seen that. We were in the Edmondson house that day and watched that. In fact, we were sitting with Wee Novel, remember? Southside was sitting with Wee Novel.
Aye.
He'd went to the toilet and he come back for the toilet, and Butland had threw that first goal in with a free kick from right under his body in the left-hand side post. And 1-0 down, and Novel come back and he says to me, 1-0. I went, aye, Butland. He went, I says, a free kick. I said, but where you see it, Nacho? I says, it's good to watch. Watch it. It's really Jack showed his class. And he seen it and he just turned around and made a face at me to say, what the? It's mental, mate. It is mental. It's so bad. It's criminal. It's just criminal.
And see, if we're talking about, and I'm sure we'll have time to debate it, but when we're looking at our squad, and I don't know where you start, I think I've fallen into the bridge camp. The first two signings got to be two centre-halves and a goalkeeper, Southside.
100%. That's what it's looking like at the moment. You got to build that foundation, and then you'll need to make sure that you go in and get midfield sorted out, and obviously your striker, you know, and then you've got to fill round about it for whatever he's going to keep when the new manager comes in. It's just a fact. Some of the players, Tierney, I thought had a back. His finishing touches, the ball normally goes through, or a decent shot or whatever. I just thought he had a bad game. And sometimes players are allowed to have a bad game. It contributed to all of them having a bad game, but I thought he was more involved in some, and just his final ball wasn't there at the time, and I just put it down. It was one of the days for him. I was thinking when Albert said 7 million is what they were roughly maybe possibly looking for. And I thought the last time we spent 7 million on a player, it would have been Ryan Kent. I was thinking back to Ryan Kent's contribution, and you look at Tierney's contribution as a Rangers player. Who do you think's done better so far?
Well, if you look at just his numbers, mate, for goals, I think Tierney might be ahead of Kent in his career, mate. I'll check that out, mate, while we're talking.
If we were fortunate enough to have Tierney for as long as we had Kent, he would take Kent out the water, to be honest, mate. I think. Numbers
wise, I get it what you're saying.
No, assists alone and all. But going back to the squad, look, the squad is where it's at now. There's that massive game coming up on Thursday. I think you'll have to try and gamble on maybe 1 or 2 players playing. That's where we're at. And then I think tactically, they'll need to think how they're going to go about this. Does he think again back to a 4-5-1 and try to go across and see what he does, or is he going to be? Because any time under the previous manager, he never went back and said, we're camping, we're going out to play, we'll go out and do this. And tactically, we were good in Europe. But the whole confidence now is down in that whole squad for the last 3 weeks. The confidence is gone right out them. So they'll have to pick themselves up, and they'll need to get some type of formation sorted out. But they'll need to go and compete and get their heads screwed on. And it'll be interesting to see what happens come Thursday night. But going back to league business and all, and we're back to that, we need to get back to playing. And if it comes to the last number of league games left, I would seriously look at the ones that are only going to be there and just finish their careers there and then. I just take them out and tell them you're taking them out. And we need to get the other players that have potentially got a long-term future, or even another season after this. Then you need to get them to make sure that they start performing. And don't let the rest of them drag you down.
The boy Curtis, if he plays in that left-hand role, if he played in it, with the greatest of respect to Hadji, and look, I've never been his biggest fan, you know that, yeah?
Aye.
But he couldn't have been any worse than them on Saturday, mate. He couldn't have been.
No, Hadji's had a couple of bad games recently. The whole team in the first half against Kilmarnock were rotten and all, let's be honest. It was the same again, it was a collective. But his performances have dropped a bit. He's a better player than Finlay Curtis. He's got more ability, he's too fitted, he can contribute, as we've seen when he first come back. He's an experienced player, he's an international. But if you're half form and you're not contributing, then why not put the boy in with a bit of enthusiasm? Somebody that will go out and have a go. You probably sometimes they're that young, they don't show much fear, and they just go out and play. But I wouldn't maybe come up in the European game, but I would certainly be looking at the league games going forward. We've got to do something, because the players that are out there that are underperforming, so they don't deserve to stay in the team. The result might not change on a weekly basis or whatever. We might get a draw here or there. We might not win the game if we put a couple of different players in and youngsters in. But do you know what? I'd rather see that and that being the future and give them a chance to get more games under their belt than watching the dross like Tom Lawrence coming on, who, let's be honest, he's definitely not going to be here. He's not going to bust a gut for you. at least if you've got a boy out the B team that's in your first team, he'll certainly go out and try for you. And he deserves a chance. Why keep him on the bench and you're sitting there and you see somebody like Tom Lawrence come on?
All right. Just come back to your stats about Cherny scored 15 goals in 41 games, and Ryan Kent was 33 goals in 206 games, mate.
Aye, Ryan Kent was a good player at times, and he had some nice tricks in that. But just Cherny certainly produced in the short time that he's been here. And Saturday was one of his bad games, along with the rest of them. But I just thought it was a bad game he had. I thought he was still involved in quite a lot of what we did.
All right, I suppose we better get these phone lines opened, eh?
Go for it, mate.
Aye.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, I don't think we disagreed about the defence. I don't think we've disagreed about the goalkeeper. I don't think we've.
Can I come in about the defence again?
Aye.
You're needing 8 players, mate. 8 players just for the defence alone. 8 players.
Hello.
You need two goalkeepers, 2 right backs, 3 centre halves, and 1 left back.
Hello.
I'll cut across you. We've been going by, I think it's Gordon. Evening, Gordon.
How you doing, lads? All right. Just listening into the chat as I do most times. I catch it on YouTube, and I'm not on to defend Butland, but Jings, it doesn't seem all that long ago where we were all reading the papers with one eye, hoping that he wasn't getting sold. They were talking about millions for him, and until the cup final, I was in that kind of a camp. I don't know what has happened, but he looks completely short. I think Liam Kelly, he's a backup goalkeeper. Certainly at the time it was McCrory and that it was there, and there maybe was more case for panic, but I don't know. As I said, I'm not trying to defend the mistakes that he's made, but do you agree that it didn't seem all that long ago for we were hoping that we were talking 8, 9, 10 million?
Well, it pretty much started nearly a year ago, mate, and it's no stopped with the goalkeeper, if I'm honest. All bear in you come.
He's right. He's right. When he came at first, everybody thought, "Oh, he's the man. He's the man." I don't actually know why we said that. I think it's just the fact that he was an England international. We're saying that, Gordon. But you're right. But you're definitely right, mate. That's what everybody was thinking. But it soon changed my mind.
The wheels off come off the bogey big time, well, like. But I didn't get the answer, and as I said, I'm not going to fight his corner or that. But I wish I could put the finger on what has went wrong, because I mean, we all thought we'd won a watch when Griggsy and that had packed in and he'd came with all the gloves or the jersey, whatever way you put it. But no, as I said, I ken we're in a mess. But we Vernier in a mess. One to number 11, you could spend all your night, and as everybody else, what all we're doing is grinning and greeting and moaning. This takeover can't come quick enough to see if it brings on any light. But as I said, I'm kind of the old school, the same as yourselves and that. And unfortunately, I've seen that mob doing 9 in a row a couple of times, once more than what we've done, and it doesn't go any easier. It doesn't go any easier. Same as yourselves, it's the last thing you think and the first thing you think. But however, no, thanks for listening anyway, boys. I wish I could come up with an answer and all.
No, I don't think there is. There's no an obvious answer. If he come back to injury, he wasn't the same goalie. All right, he had a wee spell there at Christmas time, but nothing starting on. He's been my first choice goalie most of the time, Gordon. And never mind, I was putting my finger on it. I wish he'd put his finger on the ball sometime.
Aye, wouldn't be a bad shout. Right, lads, thanks for listening us out. One thing will never change, we are the people. Keep
Cheers,
up the good work, lads.
Thanks for the call, mate.
Cheers, bud.
What a nice guy. So I said, you two could take a look at his book.
Aye, I was going to say to him before he left, I was going to ask him about other goalkeepers there, and we'll put him in a bracket. Listen, he's right. When Jack Butland first came, he was decent. He came out, he commanded his area, although he started off, as we talk about, the Ajax goal at the start of the pre-season. But
that was this season, mate, no last season.
Aye. But even that, he was coming out commanding his area for a bit and stuff, and he's had some saves. I remember when the song was born, it was an away game, and he did a cracking game that night, when it was Super Jack Butland and goals. And he'd been all right, but then you could start to see, you could maybe finger him for a couple of goals here or there. But his basic goals, he's letting in and it's trapping the ball and punching it in your net and stuff. And it's, you know, like you say, if you're playing all right for most of the time, and you maybe drop one here or there, you can say, aye, okay, goalkeeper's fault. But they're becoming every other week or every other month, at least there's one or two popping in that you're looking at them thinking, what you doing? But it be kickouts, the way he distributes the ball, just everything about him at the moment. And I don't know what it is that's making him be like this, but there's something no right. So at some point, if it keeps up, you'll need to be took out. It's as simple as that. You can't keep him in. So if he keeps it up, mate, I'll expect him to come out. He has to, otherwise you're not showing any leadership for the management team. You just can't have it.
I didn't think that would be the. If you'd have said to me prior to pre-season, would the goalie be up? Would need to sign a goalie over? I wouldn't have thought it'd been more number one priority. But bizarrely, it's became that, innit?
It is now,
Aye.
It probably wasn't at the end, but it was now. I can put my finger on it, mate. He's crap. That's like that. I'll put my finger right on it there for you. He's just
But that's
crap,
your
mate.
trouble. Sometimes you're far too diplomatic, mate.
I need to be a bit more straightforward, mate.
But you need to, I mean, you go around the houses sometimes, and that's a fault of yours, mate.
Right, can you go back to what I'm saying about the defence?
All right, go on.
Everybody knows. Everybody
I know it's a phone-in
knows.
show. When the guys phone in, we've got to take their call up. Sorry, carry on.
Aye, I know. And it's nice to hear, Gordon, and anybody else that wants to phone in. Wire in, come in and give us your view.
Go on,
right,
give us
so
a defence.
everybody knows. We need to really stop trying to invent the wheel here, by the way. Everybody that builds teams knows you need to build it for the back. So bear that in mind. If we're going to build a new team or add to the players we've got at the moment, because some of them are decent players, not them all, but some of them, we need to get the defence right. And in my opinion, we need 8 players for our defence. 2 goalkeepers, 2 right backs, 3 centre halves, and 1 left back. And that's cleaning most of what we've got there out, because we simply have not got a defence, mate. The ones that are staying is probably Yefty and Suter. The rest are probably gone, mate. Just going. Casemiro, we've no signed him, so he's no one of the players. So no counting him either. But Sterling and all them, Rudvan, they all have to go, mate. Sorry. Balogun's done anyway. He's well by himself by day. The guy's doing his a turn all the time here, and doing not a bad job, but he's done, mate. He is done. And then you've got in Salah. And Salah, we'll need to find somewhere to get that boy experience and get him out there and playing. And that's what we need to do with him, because we can't do it in the first team. It's no fair to the boy. Unless you've got absolutely superb left back and a superb centre half beside him, right-handed side, right centre half beside him.
And a superb goalie behind him.
And a superb goalie behind him. He might have a fighting chance. But at the end of the day, we need to build for the back, mate. Stop this mincing about. We need this. That's what we need, and then we can go forward for there and say, right, what do we need for there now? Because if we keep just mincing about with these so-called defenders, Tavernier couldn't defend, never could defend, couldn't sell on. Now he's done. He's completely done now. So he needs to go. He shouldn't go. In fact, in my opinion, Tav should have been sold about 3 years ago when we had a chance to get some decent dough for him. But we failed on to him, as we've done so many others. He'll be gone for nothing. You've got Suter, and Suter's rapidly running out of shelf life as well. So I think you've only maybe got 2 seasons out of Suter left before you need to try and get rid of him, or he'll run out of steam. So that's where you're, mate.
I think he's got a year to go in his contract, mate.
Well, he might even get rid of him earlier than that. He might be going this summer because of that. Anyway.
I don't disagree with that, Albert. I think that's what's happened. I mean, obviously, something we didn't know what kind of signing proper was going to be. Obviously, Souttar's picked up injuries again. I know he's had quite a consistent spell up until Christmas, but he still ended up missing a lot of games. Southside, I don't disagree with Tav's done, mate. His leg, he had a decent game at Kilmarnock, not the widest of pitches, but he done all right. Let's be honest, when he moved in, he was arguing.
He's not a centre back, but can he have him in there? You know, it's no going to work. John Souttar, I think, was in the process of getting offered a new contract, but that might have stalled now when the new owners and all that came in and stuff. But listen, Sterling would have been there. He would have been one of your fullbacks that you should have been banking on, because we brought him in and he's the one. But for some reason, John Sterling can't stay fit. So they need to get to what's wrong with him. Is it in his head? Or is it genuine injuries that he's picking up? And if he is, why? Because the guy's not available to play apart from Saturday there. So we'll see how many games he strings together between now and the end of the season. Souttar probably was the guy who you would probably keep about, whether it be backup or whatever. Casemiro probably would have been another guy we would have kept on and probably paid the money, and that would have been adding to your centre backs. Yefty coming in as your new left back, who was meant to probably spell with Ridvan all season and learn, and probably not be exposed to as many games as he has been. But due to injuries and everything else, he's had to play Ridvan at right back now for spells, and he'd been out injured as well. So that's that. I don't disagree. I think Ridvan will go. I think Yefty will probably stay, but then you'll either promote Robbie Fraser when he comes back, or you'll go out and buy another left back, and like you say, you'll need to go out and buy more centre backs. Casemiro and all that might be off the table, because we'll be probably going down a different road, with a different management set up and everything else. So players that might have been there before maybe with a chance. Fernandes is a strange one. We'll either need to, he's either just going to be here with no option to buy and we'll just send him back, or are we going to play the boy at some point after we get these 3 games out the road, and let's see what he's got.
Well, I don't understand that, mate. I really don't. I mean, obviously, he played the first half against Queen's Park. He went off. It went off when we lost the goal. It was Souttar that was on the pitch. Yeah, the boy went off. He looked raw, and we've seen that he could run. He can definitely run, the boy Fernandes. He's no built like Man Mountain. I would say about 6'2", maybe 6'3", Albert, but slight because he's young. But then you've absolutely no centre halves, and he's nowhere near the team. So why did we bring him in? You know, as if we
to appease the crowd, to appease the sport. That's why we brought him in. We weren't bringing anybody in, mate. And everybody was starting to get out jittery and then asking the question. So they should really come out and says, we might get 1, we might get 2, then Stuart backed up. We might get 1, we might get 2. They weren't intending bringing anybody in, mate. This review was still going on. The takeover was in the background that we knew nothing about. So they wouldn't bring anybody in. So they just go to him as to appease the crowd. He's no signing for Rangers. Trust me on that. He ain't signing. So that's just decoration. Want to be a better terminology? That's nothing. What we've got is what we've got to know is your Corteses, your Sterlings, and your Danilo. They 3, as I said, they're coming into the crosshairs. If they 3 don't stay fit for now at the end of the season, the only games left really are the games against them and the Fenerbahce games. That's all. I mean, that's what's left, mate. So all the rest of them, I don't care if they're fit for all the rest of them, mate. They don't mean anything. They're nothing. They're nothing games. So they 3 better be playing for now, and I mean for Thursday right through to the end of the season. Right. That's what you're wanting. But again, you look at your mob, your medical mob and your fitness mob and go, well done, lads. Now, you've actually got these players fit now when there's nothing to play for. Well done. Now, if they players were injured for now, they've played all season but injured for now, to the end of the season, you go, that's tough luck, mate. But we got a good part of the season, and we're still in this and we're still in that. We won this, we won that. But no, at Rangers you don't. We wait till the season comes back, and all of a sudden, the doors open in emergency ward 10 and they all pile out. Like Nazareth, they'll come out. Oh, they're all fit again. Oh, this is great. Oh, friendly games, nothing games. So they three better be playing. They better be fit and ready and available to play for these Fenerbahce games and the 2 Old Firm games. If they're no fit for the games, get to. That's what I'm saying.
You're such a diplomat, Albert.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of looking around the
You're
roundabouts
not
here.
alone, mate. You're not alone, mate. You're not alone. I'm just digging up something for Southside. But what was the point you wanted to raise, Southside? And I'll get you the stats up in front of me.
We're talking about Sterling no turning up for his work. I've seen comments saying he's no injury prone or he'd a fractured shin. That might have been the case. He'd a fractured shin. I don't know because he didn't explain what happened to him for the Hibs game. But Sterling's never turning up for his work.
He started 19. He's been involved in 41, but started 19 league games. And what is this now? What was that? 29 games. That's out of 67.
29 out of 67.
I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Players take an injury and all that, we get it. But he's been out for periods of time, not just with the injury for the Hibs game. And he's meant to be the guy that should be going in and taking the right back position after Tav. That's what we're all looking for him today, and that's he came as a right back, and Beale signed him. So his contribution, his fitness levels haven't been good enough. Nowhere near it. And we'll find out going forward. I'd like to think that you would gamble with him on Thursday night and find a position for him in the team. But his fitness is miles off, which you probably know. But I don't know. We'll see going forward. But I think you'll need to gamble on him the next week or two and see get him back in the team. Because something's got to change. The defence has got to get stronger. It's got to stop leaking goals.
Right. All right, we've been joined by Lawbear. I'll bring him in just before we go to the tune. Evening, Lawbear. How we doing, mate?
Evening, gents. How you doing?
All the better for hearing you, mate. All the better for hearing you, mate.
I'm a bit conflicted. I've been listening to the show and I'm kind of caught in two minds a little bit, right? We've been talking about Jack Butland, and yes, he's made a few mistakes. Everyone needs to obviously understand that and hold his hands up, and it's something that Old Bear has obviously talked about, and then he's obviously brought up the defence. Jack Butland, yes, he's made more mistakes this season than he had last season, and he's been culpable for a couple of goals. But if we look at the shots that we've had on target against us in the last 3 or 4 games, Butland's probably made 3 or 4 saves per game that saved us from getting absolutely battered. Flip side to that is something that Old Bear raised, and we're talking about how bad the defence is. That's the point. If you look at all the best goalkeepers we ever had, what did they have? What would all those best goalkeepers say kept them in the best form of their lives? Was a good defence. We don't have a good defence. If you look at goalkeepers like Kloss, Andy Gorham, what did they have in front of them? Top-notch defenders. I think sometimes Butland's getting a hard kind of time of it because of this crap. Excuse me, I've nearly got to swear there, but I remember where I am. Some of the crap defenders that we've got in front of us.
You're going church law, Bernie.
I know, but I've always known you don't swear on this channel. It's a family show.
It's not, we don't swear, mate.
It's not the old days.
No.
But what I mean is, if you actually look at Jack Butland over the games, he probably saves 3 or 4 to his one mistake that he's making. And I get it. He shouldn't be making those mistakes. But some of the saves he's made are keeping us in games.
I'll come back to you, mate, and we'll go through the games after the tune, mate, and you'll be really surprised.
No, I've looked. But see, if you look at shots on target to goals we've conceded, he saved us from getting hammered. And I don't think a lot of them down to him. He's made some mistakes, but I 100% actually agree more with Old Bear in his description that it's your defence that's letting him down.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
Aye, it's all about opinions, mate. But listen, you hold that opinion, and we'll come right back to you after we've had a tune.
As we go marching down the Paisley Road, the west, the doors and the windows open wide. You will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road west, the doors and the windows open wide. You will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, in you come, Albert, in you come. Sorry, Lawbert, finish off your point, mate, and then I'll bring Albert in.
And I know it'll be controversial, I get it, right? But I just think there's this, which we always do as a fan base, right? It's scapegoat situation, right? Whenever things don't go right. Tav's been it for years. Butland seems to be it this year. And if you look at the league, we've conceded 9 more goals in the league than the other side of the city, and they're apparently flying, right? But for me, the biggest problem for us is we've scored 29 or something less.
Mm-hmm.
I get that Butland has made more mistakes than we would expect him to have done, but he's also, I think if you go game by game and count up the saves that he makes to stop it getting worse, I mean, our situation could be a whole lot worse if he wasn't making the saves that he's making. I get the mistakes he's making are inexcusable, but it's no scapegoat territory, and I think it just needs to be understood that defensively we're poor, but if we are more ruthless in attack, we would not be in this situation.
I'll give you the fact is that the defence in front of him's not the best we've ever had, and that's by a distance, mate. But there's no a calendar month, mate, in the last year, but he's no either cost us a trophy or a game, mate. It's consistent.
You're saying that again because he's made one mistake. If we look at the St Mirren and the Motherwell game he made 4 saves. The St Mirren game he made 3 or 4 saves as well. But we're only picking on the one thing he concedes.
He didn't have. There wasn't any efforts that he was outstanding with against. He had a good game against Hearts away from home. He had a good game against Hearts, and one of his saves came for his own Rickett. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not on here being a complete advocate for him, right? Because I know he's made mistakes.
He's a big part of the problem, in my opinion. Albert, you might see it different.
Listen, I get it. I understand it, but he's not the biggest problem.
Difficult, Lawbear. Difficult to answer your question, mate, without being argumentative. And I don't want to be argumentative. I'm a diplomat.
Well, no, if you watch, to me, I'm a diplomat as well. If you watch the game statistically, if you were then to count up the saves he makes to what's happening,
that's not the problem, mate. The problem is he's making blunders, mate. It's not the fact that he's making saves. Making saves is what he's by today. It's the fact that he's making horrendous blunders in important games. Not just important games, but specifically important games. It's all right saying that he's made one mistake. Saturday, for example, he's made one mistake, but he said he saved in 3 saves. We beat 2-1, mate. And the reason we could beat 2-1 is because he made a blunder.
So where's our problem? Is it because he made a blunder, or is it the fact that we can't convert and score goals?
Well, to show you how I think it should work, mate. When we won the league, the last time we won the league, the player of the year was Alan McGregor. Right?
Yeah,
so you can't say that Alan McGregor...
We conceded 13 goals, and that was down to the defence and him.
Well, he wins the player of the year. You don't win the player of the year for someone between the six, no making saves, mate. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But that season, are you writing off the defence as part of that?
I'm not writing anything off. I'm just saying that he's making saves in games that we actually go in and win.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. Wait a minute, Obear. You're not. McGregor's making saves. So is Butland. The difference was McGregor wasn't making a blunder.
That's the point I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he's crap. Because he keeps making the blunders. You can't say he's a good. Well, you can say he's a good goalkeeper. You feel like saying he's a good goalkeeper. I'm just saying he's not a good goalkeeper.
I'm saying he's not a bad goalkeeper. That's all.
I'm saying he is, mate. I'm saying he is. And that's me being argumentative with you. But
no. It's not argumentative. It's an opinion, isn't it? I get that, and I totally respect that. I totally respect that. All I'm saying is I think our problem is more the defence than it is the goalkeeper.
He's a big factor in it, mate. He's became a big factor that you never seen coming at Southside.
He's been off form, basically. That's what he's done. I think our main, when we went, as we were talking about, if you want to get back to even the Europa League final, our run to that was because of our goalkeeper. And okay, we won games and we got results, but our goalkeeper was a big part in that all throughout our campaign, especially Red Star Belgrade away. We could have been 4 or 5 done if it wasn't for McGregor. Butland's pulled off some no bad saves. You get back to Motherwell, if you remember, the boy had a wooden shot or something. He palmed on his bar and then nearly lost the goal for it. He's had moments which he's looked pretty amateurish, I think. Lawbear, no that I'd expect. I think you're right with the defence. A lot of crossboys coming in. Usually your centre backs are good in the air. They were clearing it. Gorham done it, but he's not up there. He's nowhere near a Gorham or a McGregor standard for me. Probably, he gave me a big reputation. He had a good start, and I think since probably he was getting the shout for the England game, I think against them across the city, he's been culpable for a few goals that I'd have expected him maybe to get to.
And I respect it all. I think
that's where we're at with him.
I want to make. My point is, if we have a better defence, I think a lot of this doesn't happen.
Sometimes, mate, if the shots don't go in, if they
don't get to the goal,
if Dessers does the miscontrol that ball and runs up the pitch, the first goal doesn't happen. I get all that. Understand that. Proper's no standing offside. Strolling it, mate. Absolutely strolling it. I know that he's watching Dessers, but he's still got a job to do, and that's be up with the other centre half. It's all part of defending. And then none of it happens. It wouldn't matter to get away with another blunder. It's not as if there's been a weakness in his game. It's been everything. That shot, he's punched balls in the net. He's been in the right position. His goals at Parkhead. He's
also made some saves that have kept us going even further behind. And this is my only point. This is my only point.
When is it? He's been man in a match, I think, once this season, mate.
Oh, that's because the other team's been man in a match because we've been rubbish.
Yeah, but it's only. I mean, it's like saying that he wasn't culpable when we lost on Saturday. He was. He was majorly culpable because he had a major part to play in the first goal we lost, which set the whole tone of the game. Now,
Then he made 3 other saves after it.
Yeah, but they were bread and butter, mate, and same as the
collected every ball it was crossed in. He came out and got. I just listen. I totally get you guys' point, and I totally agree that I would actually put Kelly in. Right, I'm not coming here to say Butland advocate.
Either, if I'm being honest, mate.
But my point is not about Butland. My point, and I would bring Kelly in. I would to take him at the final line, 100%. My point is our problem is the defence. If we fix the defence, there's less of this opportunity.
Aye, well,
that's my point.
If you're less shots in target, in theory, you should lose less goals. But
we're not going to have McGregors in the goal rooms. You know, we've been really fortunate over our years of the goalkeepers we've had. Right, I totally get it, and we thought Butland was that last season. He was last season. I'm just very wary about making him a scapegoat when he makes a lot of saves.
Up until about the end of February, start of March, mate, and the wheels come off. Ross County, yeah, it started.
Listen, I'm not disputing his blunders, but I also see him making 2 or 3 saves each game that he's there. That's my point about it. Could be even worse. That's the only thing I'm saying. And listen, I'm not disagreeing with Albert or any is about it. I'm just saying let's look at the flip side a little bit, because he does make important saves in those games that can prevent us from going even further behind. That's the only thing I'm saying. And I know it's a controversial thing. I know everyone's got to agree with me, but everyone's got their opinion. I get it.
I think he's gone, mate. I don't know. No offence to him, I don't know what it is. It's confidence, form, or his eyes just gone. And even away in Kilmarnock, he's the first goal. His initial movement southside is into the goal, where he can't influence anything.
Listen, Robert's got a point. The fact is, he has pulled off some saves in games. Some of them, I'm looking for when was the last time he was beat with Waldley, but he had no chance at getting.
He doesn't. He very rarely gets beat by a shot.
I just think you can look at certain goals. I thought when we played Motherwell away, I know the ball got played through, and I thought when he came out, it was nearly 12 yards out. It made it easier once we had a defender sort of getting to the ball, and he made up his mind that our goalie's up for it. He just toe-poked it by him. And I just thought, but I just think he's having gone through a bad spell now. And I think over the next few weeks, the next few games, if he's dropping any more clangers, regardless, if it's basic errors, then I think you've got to take him out and take him out of the team. I think it'd only be fair. But I said on here a few weeks ago, I still think he is the better goalkeeper out the two. When they're on form, I think he is the better goalkeeper out the two. But you can't keep making basic errors like fumbling it like he did. Even he's fit at times when he's been walking the ball. I mean, see if the ref doesn't bore a goal in the European game against Steaua Bucharest, there was nothing wrong with that goal. No, the ref done us a turn that night. He was at blame for that. Dana John Lukic at Old Trafford, when he had made some good saves in the game. I granted he had played well in that game, but then he has that howler.
He punched one and we'd have been looking for a goal, let's be honest.
Aye, I know he's had all these mad moments in it, and he's been right off for him. And what I'm saying is he's going to probably be in goals for the next 3 games. So it's hopefully he'll stand up and be counted, because you'll have to be on Thursday night. I keep saying it. We need 11 players to be on their game in Europe for us to get through and compete. You can't carry passengers. So starts with your goalkeeper at the back, and he needs to be solid, and hopefully the defenders will do their job. But should shots rain in on him, hopefully he'll be there. He pull off the saves that we hope he can. But at the moment,
that south side for me is the thing that I'm confident he will see shots on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident he makes the saves. He's had a couple of blunders and some close things in the 6-yard box and the odd cross ball which we can't defend properly, etc. But for 10 yards, 12 yards, 16 yards, 20 yards, he's proven he's a good goalkeeper. and I still believe he is. Honestly, I promise you, I've not come on here just to defend Jack Butland. I've not. I'm more on here to say that with a better defence, concede less. That's my point.
I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. With a better defence, you concede less. But every time they get through, or some of the goals we're losing are no defence goals. I mean, that one he spilt. The defence have made a couple of mistakes, but you're not going to play to get perfect football match.
Yes, there are fumbles, and I get it, and I'm not. Honestly, I'm not excusing them. I just don't want us to be scapegoats.
His feet with the crossbars and his positioning, and this back then into the goal when he's palaver at penalty kicks when he goes back the way when everybody else goes forward. Mate, there's a lot missing out there.
Oh, I've said my bit. I think he's crap. I'm not changing my mind on that. I think he's just crap.
Listen, Albert, I respect that opinion, and I understand your point. I just wanted to come on, and it wasn't a Jack Butland defensive call. It was more, if we look over the course of the games, if we look at every shot we have, it's on target against us. Let's understand actually how many he does save to the Clangers, because their defence are leaking in so many shots to him, and he is actually saving more than he's given away. That was the only thing I was going to say. And that's down to your defence. And I'll leave it at that.
I'll tell you what, Lobert, I'll tell you one thing. You should have you in front of him. You'd be better keeping you in front of him.
No, listen, I wouldn't come on to be a Jack Butland defender. I'm more upset with their defence than I'm anything else. And I think that's our biggest problem. If we shore up our defence, I think we're in a much better position. And I'll mic drop on that, right?
All right, cheers, Albert. I'll cut across.
See you,
you know me, I'm always opinionated.
Yeah, cheers, mate. How we doing, Charlie?
How you doing? All right?
Aye, mate, you?
I'm great, aye. Thanks for taking my call.
Aye.
I was listening to that boy there about the goalkeeping situation. Albert, you there?
Aye, yep.
Aye, you're bang on, mate. He's absolute garbage. I've said that.
Thanks, Charlie.
I've said that for day one, mate. I like to look at. I take a special eye on goalkeepers. Right, I'll take you back. Right, do you remember it? You too, I know.
Whoa, easy. Easy, Charlie. Charlie,
Tynecastle. Right, first game of season. Scott Crabbe. He lobbed Gorham for the goalway line, for the half-fight line.
Come on, Charlie. If you're going to come on and get, if you're going to come on here and make statements, it was a Wednesday night. It wasn't the first game of the season.
Albert, yeah, you remember it, don't you?
I remember it, mate. Aye, definitely.
You remember it, right? And Big Goff went out at him and said to him, "Hey, you're not at Hibs now. This is Rangers."
It's true.
You're not at Hibs. Right? That boy's no good enough. And I'll tell you another thing. I can't understand because we get rid of the best at the two of them and sent him to Kilmarnock.
Well, he's not exactly setting the header down there, mate. He's been dropped.
Well, I thought Ox, when he got his chance at Rangers, I mean, he played an all-firm game. He never put a fat rank.
No, his record for us was pretty good, but he's not exactly set the header on fire down at Kilmarnock.
No, he's not set. Maybe he's not getting a chance down there. I don't know. I don't follow him, but I'm not really kept up to date with what's happening with the boy. But I think we did get him, but we're a bit hasty in getting rid of the boy.
To be fair, the boy wanted to play, so he took the move.
He wanted to play, and he did. I get on it. I understand that. But anyway, Albert's right. He's 100% correct, and it needs to be addressed in the close season. We need to get somebody in because that boy's not good enough, and the boy Kelly's not good enough. Rebuild for the goal line. That's what we need to do.
Aye,
and,
definitely, mate. Agree with that.
We need to build for a goal line out. We need defenders, of course, we do. We need centre halves. And too many midgets in the team, Fox. We've no height at all.
Or pace, Charlie.
Pace. We've no height, we've no pace. We don't use wingers anywhere. You know, the boy Cherney, he's good and bad, but not what we've been used to over years. You know, if we're going to do anything at all, we need pace, we need height, we need physical stuff in the middle of the park with a bit of bite. I'm not a Raskin fan. I'll tell you that now. I don't see it in that boy at all. I don't know what we bought Barnes for. He's not any better than what's in the academy. I don't know what we bought. And the boy at Dundee that we're getting an too wee, too small, no physical enough for the middle of the park.
Especially what we play against in Scotland. It's a fair point, Southside.
Aye, Charlie, straight away, you got to get physicality into the team or the park. That's what we need. I mean, Lyle Cameron might be a tidy wee football player and that, and he might do a turn in time depending on what way we're going to do, Charlie, what formations and all this and what it's going to be like. But going forward, we need more height, we need more physicality in our team, and we'll need to see what they bring in. I agree with you, Gorham and probably McGregor. You could count in one hand up until McGregor's last season how many goals they were mostly at fault for. He actually counted up how many points he saved you a season. That's what he used to do, Charlie, you know. Even Chris Woods and Kloss. I wasn't a great fan of Kloss, but he done all right. Yeah. But when he got done twice with a free kick for Van Hooijdonk in Rotterdam, man, that just scunnered me that night. We get beat 3-2. But apart from him, I mean, where do you put Butland? He started off all right. You put them in with the Nicky Walkers and the Ali Maxwells and the Bonnie Ginsbergs and Cammy Bells. Is that what you're rating them?
He's a third choice. He's not a first choice. He's not a Rangers goalkeeper. The thing
is, he was at Man United, right, on loan, and they didn't fancy keeping him. They went out and spent a fortune on that goalkeeper they got. His most regular game time was at Stoke, and I know he was out for an injury. I think it kept him out for about 18 months. But since he come back, he's really been number 2 everywhere. This was his big chance to come here and get regular football.
I've got a wee start for you, Charlie.
Right,
you mentioned Gorham when he started. Yeah. And his first 10 games for Rangers, how many goals do you think he lost?
1.
Spot on, Charlie.
1 goal. You only lost 1 goal.
I mean, say they didn't have a good start.
Big golf. You're not a Hibs. No. No. Sometimes the jersey just can't be shrunk. It's as simple as that. You know, they fit.
Unfortunate for Butland, Charlie, is we've got memories of what a good goalkeeper looks like. It's fresh in our minds, mate. We know he can't pretend to be what we know he's not. He's not a good goalkeeper, mate. It's as simple as that.
No. I mean, when the man down in England, doing our Man City, who's first out the door? That big idiot. First one out the door. First one out the door. You know who?
You can't invent the wheel, mate. You've got to build for the back. It's just a fact, mate. But that's the trouble we've got, man. I know a lot of people know how to build a team. They start with the money they get. They start, scatter cash and all other place. I'll get that. I'll get that. You need to build for the back. We all know that. We never invented it. It's just the way it is. You can't win anything without defence.
No, you can't. I mean, as soon as done it, I know. As soon as come in, brought in Woods, started the Woods. Woods and
Butcher,
aye, Roberts, and then he put some steel in the midfield, and he put some steel in the midfield to look after his flair players. So, like Ian, like Gerrard. He used to say, don't you go in for 50-50s to try and win the ball. He'll go in and get the ball, and then he'll give the ball to you. You always see
Simple.
if he'd been on the park at Pittodrie that day, it would never have happened. It wouldn't have happened. If he'd been on the park at Pittodrie that day, that's his biggest regret.
And we'll cut across you, Charlie. We've been joined by Will. Evening, Will.
Good evening.
All right, mate. What's on the mind? The floor's all yours.
Lots of things on my mind over the last few months listening to the show. But I'll just quickly go back to a little thing I phoned on last September after we lost to Aberdeen.
Last September.
And I said we were 9 points behind.
Last week.
I know that. But there we go. We're all getting old. And so anyway, I said that when we're 9 points behind, the one thing we can't afford to do is finish third because we could go bankrupt. And everybody sort of went, well, that'll not happen. At this very moment in time, we need 11 points to finish second. Where are we going to get them from? We play Celtic twice, we play Hibs twice, we play Aberdeen twice, we play Dundee once, and we play Motherwell once. So where are we going to get the 9 points from?
Well, I'd like to think we beat Aberdeen, Southside.
Never thought about it, Will, but I still don't see anybody tipping us for second. We'll finish second. So.
Well, what about Hibs?
Across you, Southside.
Aye, you go.
Charlie, can you put your phone on mute when you're not talking? We're getting some feedback for you, mate. Just when you're
I'll sign off, folks. Albert,
mate.
Nice talking to you, mate.
Great to talk
You
to you,
too,
mate.
Charlie.
Enjoyed it.
Talk to you
All the
later.
best, Charlie.
You too, Southside. Oh, thanks. Great show, guys.
Yes,
Keep it up.
Thanks a lot, Charlie boy. And you
Thanks,
come,
Will.
Will. And you come Southside, then we'll go back to Will.
Got to win league games, Will. Simple as that. Got to get back to winning ways. Hibs will come to Ibrox, I believe. So we've got to change the form and mentality, obviously, there. It's down to the players, mate. Every one of the players. And if he changes some of them, brings in whatever, it'll be down to the management team. They'll need to work with them and need to make sure that when they go out, first and foremost, we're putting in a performance. Because we never turned up on Saturday again, and the confidence, I think, just drained right out that whole team since the cup result.
It's terrible.
The cup result absolutely killed that team. The whole squad, a lot. Killed us as a support and all, but don't get me wrong. But it's lingered there, and it's just not lifted. And we've got players that we're relying on to play because they're not going to be there, and Barry's having to pick them, and you're talking them up and whatever else. But to be honest, the performance on Saturday from what we watched was dreadful. And Motherwell came with fight and physicality and imposed it on us. And some players didn't stand up to the challenge. Simple as that. And 2 bad goals that we lost. Starting with
Well,
your
the other
goalkeeper.
thing that the other worry about the 11 points, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, you go.
we've got to play Celtic twice. Very hypothetical, this is, by the way. If we lost to Celtic twice and we play Hibs and we lose to Hibs the first time, but if Celtic have already won the league before the split, they ain't going to try against Hibs, Aberdeen, Motherwell, or whoever else.
Well, potentially.
So every time somebody plays against Celtic, it's 3 points for the opposition, which is 3 points less for Rangers. And we don't seem to have looked into that. I heard you just dismissing it as if we're guaranteed to finish second. There isn't any guaranteeing the way we've been playing.
You're right, because of our form, mate, the last 3 home games particularly. Albert.
He's got a point with them no trying. I mean, they've done it before. If you remember Aberdeen's I think I counted it up. They took 3 points off them out a possible 98 points. Yet when we were playing, and we had they were playing that mob out at Parkhead, all of a sudden they beat them 1-0, which stopped Rangers going into the European space, if you remember right.
That's exactly right.
It's happened before, mate, and it can happen again if we're not careful. But I'm sure that this is what I'm talking about, these players that are supposed to be injured, and they all play now. I don't care if it's a niggle. I don't care what that medical team are saying, and I don't care what that fitness team are saying. All these players play now. If it's got to the stage, what's the point of holding them back? We're holding them back for.
Well, that's exactly right.
They've got to play and they've got to perform. It's as simple as that. And all this, they need to know what it is to play for Rangers. We need to cut out that nonsense with these players. They're never going to know what it is to play for Rangers because they're no Rangers supporters for a start. It's only Rangers supporters know what it is to play for Rangers. At the end of the day, you can't install that into somebody that's not already there, mate. And you can't install heart into a player that's not got it.
No.
You can be pretty. Look, Czerny's a good, decent enough player, but he's got the heart of as you've pointed out, heart of a mouse.
He's got no bottle whatsoever.
That's it. So you can't put that into these players if there's no there. But what you can do is recognise that, well, I'm not going to play you in this game because I know you'll just bottle it. And you tell them straight to their face. That's what I'm not playing you. You're a bottler. You're going to bottle it. Prove me wrong.
I mean, we're thankful for Czerny's goals, but if Czerny loses the ball and the jockey's back with somebody, he will never, ever make a tackle.
No.
And never even try. But anyway, another point, if you don't mind. I was quite surprised we allowed Liam King to go on loan on Saturday when we're struggling for somebody to play in the centre of midfield, somebody to play at right back, or somebody to play at centre half. When we've got two big games coming up in Europe.
I never really thought.
I couldn't see the point of letting Liam King go.
I can only assume that he must have thought that Suter and Sterling were coming back, but I get your point because we are short in the area, Southside.
Liam King's miles away for it. He's just miles away for it.
But he started the last European game.
I know, but he's no starting any league games or anything like that. He's not anywhere about the team. He went out in emergency loan to Queen's Park. So he's just never near it, and that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, but let's be fair, we could say that about lots of them. I mean, Rudland isn't a good left back, never mind a bloody right back. And I just keep on and on. But anyway, that's that point. On the 8th of January, I phoned in after we played Hibs. And I said, the value of the team. I've got it. By the way, I've got lots wrote down. Way back when some of the panel criticised young Lennon Miller when he was playing for Motherwell. And now we've been linked with him. I wonder what they'll think about that now. But anyway, I won't talk about that. Anyway, so on the 8th of January, I phoned in after we played Hibs. And I said, when we beat Celtic, the value of the team, we might get our money back. When we played Hibs, the only person we got our money back was Egerman, and that would be $2 million. And I said what I said about Jeff Day. He was one for Christie with football boots on. He couldn't defend, could only run in straight lines and no end product. And then I hear that Chelsea's after Jeff Day and every team in the world's after Egerman. I had to check it wasn't April the 1st. I couldn't get my breath. So I've listened to the show very constantly ever since, but never phoned in since. And listened to everybody on about Clement, etc., etc. Then we played Queen's Park with Clement's own team. He signed. And we went, oh, God, it'll be okay when he signs more players. Perhaps if we'd give him another 20 million, he signed another 3 and he used 11 against Queen's Park, we might have scored a goal. I mean, the whole system of the team is out the window, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. It's so depressing. And I don't go to the games as I did, and I'm nearly 80 now, so 1956 was my first game, and I've not been up since the Malmo game. And because of transport situations.
The only one that beats you for that's Oldbear. I think Oldbear.
Beat him for what? Age? I was born in 56.
Were you? I went to see Aberdeen and Rangers in 1956. Rangers in St Mirren was my first game. The Rangers won 4-1.
Oh, I was too busy fighting out my dad's scrotum. But anyway.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's just, I know we could say like Barry Ferguson. It'd be okay when he signs his end players, if we used to say about Clement. Or it'd be okay when he brings in. It's just rotten from top to bottom.
It's okay.
And now we've not got any youth, we've not got any academy. But
aye. It's okay saying that we'll be all right when they sign these players. We need people that know what they're doing. It really do. It gets to the stage now. Southside kept saying it as well. It's all right getting his money, but you've got to spend it wisely. There's no point in just getting money and throwing it away in garbage, mate. And at the moment, the players that we've got, they're there for a reason. And we all knew what that reason was. We never had the money to go out and buy ready-made players, and we were bringing the young players in to develop them. And that's what we're still doing at the moment, mate. They're trying to develop them. I know you know all this. I'm just saying it out loud. But at the end of the day, if we get 20 million, 30 million, whatever, any millions at all, it needs to be spent wisely. And I'm not quite sure we've got people at the club that know what they're doing. Now, I heard that Coppin's getting it now. He's getting it in the net now. We've already got rid of Clement. Now we're getting into Coppin. It's madness, mate. It's complete madness. These guys, Clement and Coppin, were working to orders, mate. They knew the restrictions within the club, and they were working to their restrictions. And now they're getting slaughtered for it. It's absolutely ridiculous what's happening in this club. And we keep doing this, sacking the wrong people. In my opinion.
Clements, I said what I thought about Clement, or whatever you call him. I'd rather listen to my mother-in-law than listen to him, but that's for the past as well. But the other thing is, we've got 5 young lads like Finlay Curtis, etc., and that is all we've got, plus Liam King and Robbie Fraser to come back next year. We have not got anybody else on over 18, 19 years of age at the club. It's under contract. Nobody else whatsoever.
Maybe they've held on to some of them too long, mate. If they're not going to make it, mate, young Leon would like him to make it, but we've got to look at him, mate, for Gerrard, Beale, Gio, Clement, and now he's away again, so as much as we wanted the boy to do well, it might not work out for him. It's all right being a local lad and being one of our own, but you've got to be good enough. And by the way, the frustration will be there's guys in the team week in, week out that we don't think are good enough. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. We've been joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Hi, good evening, lads. How you doing?
All right, Bob J. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good.
All right. I just could not believe what I was watching there on Saturday. It's just been a continual thing this last month. It's just I don't know what to put my finger on. I haven't got an answer for it anymore.
Here's a theory, Bob J. Here's a theory. Is it because when the transfer window's shut and some of them never got their moves?
Never got their moves? Possibly.
Aye.
There's something far wrong anyway. Something far wrong. It's like they're not trying. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I'm just disgusted with a lot of it. I want a fundamental change at the club. I'm not going to say we're going to get... well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because something's got to happen. The Glasgow Rangers can't keep staggering on from week to week like that. Getting beat for Queen's Park, Motherwell, and 2 goals down to Kilmarnock. 3 times at home, never been known. Never been known in my lifetime. And this is I don't know how to describe this season. Disaster comes to mind. I'm just scunnered with a lot of it, like the rest of you. It's my great club going away. They wonder they win trebles every year. We're so poor, it's unbelievable. Well, half of them, I'm not going to name names. I mean, you know them all. The half of them, they wouldn't be at the club for me. There you go.
Southside.
It's a rebuild that we started, and it will be a continue a rebuild. Bob J. and as Wolf was talking about. That's what we've got to do. Some of these players will stay and work with a new manager when he comes in, and then we'll see where it takes them. And if they're not good enough or they don't show up, they'll get moved on. And if we can get better at them, be another year down the line, when I'm knowing what it's all about and playing the 3 games a week, getting their bodies used to playing 3 games a week, because that's the issue. The squad was never good enough to compete in all fronts at the start of the season. Clement knew that, we knew it, didn't want to probably admit it, but it was never going to be strong enough. It was, you see what we had, at some point we're going to be inconsistent, and it started in the first game of the season, and then we've got to go up there in the 4th game of the season, we're getting Bizrami in the door, and you're getting Cherney, and try to get them back to being fit and all that, and try to mould a team, and inconsistent results, performances as we've went along. Home form's been all right, but performances have been patchy, and it was away form it was causing us a problem. And in Europe, for some reason, tactically we done well, and they played really good in Europe, and we are where we are until the wheels came off against Queen's Park, and since then the whole squad's just dipped. as you were saying about young boys, well, you've got the boys coming back. Probably Josh Gentle's going out on loan, and I think the boy, I think it's Greg Allen, I think his name is, he went out on loan and all. But they're obviously changing that. The young boys in the background, maybe the contracts will change for the age groups, because you were only getting a 2-year contract when you turn 16, 18. And then sometimes they gave you an extra year. That's how Aaron Lyle went out the door, because I thought he was a good technical player we had, but they let him go. So some of the boys we've got will be the cream of what we've got at the moment, and that'll probably be Paul Miso. Enciala should stay about the squad, young, and try and develop him and get him back probably playing again before the end of the season, just to give him a bit of confidence, because maybe he'll have a decent game, and just to erase that game at some point as we go forward. Bailey Rice should be good enough to try and compete, but it'll depend where we go when this takeover finalises, mate. Might go at a point where we're buying players for decent money, no outrageous money, but decent money. And the boys will need to rise up, and hopefully we'll be able to bring them through ways. But it'll all depend on the new coaching regime that comes in at the start of next season.
Well, can I just say about the spending of the money for the 49ers? You obviously have looked into the finances, and they're very rich, but they took over full time. They were involved with Leeds United 2 years ago, and they cleared out about 30 odd players. They paid £9.5 million off to pay some contracts off. They brought in 8 players in, 4 in loan. They bought Kamara, and they bought one other, and they brought 2 in on option to buy, which they did this year. This year they bought £32 million worth of player and sold 162 million. The surplus in transfers since they've moved in is 130 million. And the manager wanted some players for the push for the Premier League at Christmas. They were in 3rd place, and they told them they still had to get rid of some. They got rid of another 5 and never brought any in. They bought Leeds for 170 million. At this moment in time, they were in debt in 99 million. So they've done quite well at Leeds, but there's nobody at Rangers they're going to sell.
If they get 132 million for any of the players, mate, they would be good businessmen, eh?
Well, they got 64 million. They sold that lad that played against Rangers for Tottenham for 64 million.
The boy Gray, aye. I think there's a lot of add-ons there, mate. Aye. I think there's a lot of add-ons. By the way, let's be honest, against us at Ibrox, he wasn't great, was he?
No, he's only 18 now, don't forget.
I know that, but he still wasn't great, mate, was he?
No. He wouldn't be in our team if he was 18 now, let's be honest. He'd be out on the loan at Alloa.
That's another fair point. But then again, we put the young boy in Salah, he's disappeared. Ogbear.
Aye, it's all right saying about the young boys. I mean, it took us 14 years to develop a boy for Livingston. No? I mean, that's the quality of the players we're actually bringing through. It's Auchenhowie didn't work. For whatever reason, we get into debates with Auchenhowie and why we don't play 18-year-olds. 18-year-olds that we've got are not as good as the boy Gray. It's as simple as that. It's just the quality's not there, and there's no point in kidding ourselves on. It is there. We've watched the B team Southside myself for a couple of games, a few games now, and you like to think they're all aye and rant and rave at them, but there's nothing really there that sets the head on fire. Going, oof, this boy is outstanding. He shouldn't be playing. He's definitely first team material. You can walk straight into the first team. There's none of that, mate. You can see there's a gap still to be overcome with these players. So it's no shot doing that youth B team nonsense, which is a lot of garbage anyway. I mean, 14 years to produce a Livingston player, that's a claim to fame. Yeah. 12 years to produce a Kilmarnock player. I mean, this is basically what we're up to. They're there to produce Rangers players, and they're nowhere near doing that.
Yeah. Well, we did say about Auchenhowie before, and I suggested we had a call at the academy and a call with the ladies to save money as well. But a lad that I heard you talking about before with the young lads was Webster, the centre half. And he's went and loaned to Dumbarton, I believe, and he's out of contract.
Aye, there's
He'll
a
never
lot
come
of
back to
boys.
Rangers either.
Well, no, you're true. There's a lot of them might really struggle to come back. I think the ones that they promoted I think are probably Josh Gentle's probably still young, and we've seen his debut when he first came into the team down at Capello, and that was there probably about a year ago, and you can see the difference in him now. He's certainly progressed, but he's still young, so I think he'd probably have a future. And maybe a couple of other ones that are out on loan might have. But there's supposed to be a lot of good young boys younger than them that we've signed.
Well,
That's how
there's
they'll
only
develop,
three that
like
we've
you
gave
say.
contracts to up to 2027. For what reason, I don't know.
I
As
think
you
Bailey
say,
Rice
they
has got a future. Bailey Rice should have
might,
a
he's
future,
only
to
got
be
1 year
honest.
left.
Well, we don't Rangers to offer him a contract if they want to bring him on. Maybe Barry being in there, then it might be a good foil for him, and listening to Neil McCann and Billy Dodds and that, and McGregor, that might be good for him. And maybe Barry will maybe, once we get these 3 games out the road that coming up, and if we're going into Europe after that, good and well. But maybe after that, in some of the league games, you might be able to give him a wee game here or there. But he will need to show in training, as Barry said, he wants it. But he might trust him and put him in a game or two. Why no? Why no? Give him a game.
You obviously watched a lot of the youth teams, etc., and watched a lot of the young lads, like McKinnon, like Robbie Fraser, like Devine, like Lowry, like Adam Lyle, that I heard you talking about in the past. But I wonder what they think about now. Do they really want to leave Rangers on loan when their contract's up, knowing that Barry Ferguson might be coming in? Obviously, they didn't know that, but what a chance I think they'd have had under Ferguson, especially McKinnon and Robbie Fraser and Alex Lowry. I can't believe we let him go.
I can, mate. I can. Yeah, promising boy. It's just no kicked on in professional football, mate. Got ability, got a brain, can see a pass, mate. But professional football, particularly in Scotland, mate, you don't get to play. And I don't even think he's getting in the Wycombe team, mate.
No, he didn't play the weekend. I looked at the game. But the star man at Wycombe's dull, so that'll say something about us.
He's at Birmingham, isn't
he? They played against Birmingham at the weekend.
Aye.
Wycombe. But and Davis has played 17 games now, undefeated for Birmingham City.
He's still done it in the
Ben
big
Davis.
game. Ben Davis, he's still done it in the big game against the Cup tie. Sold the jerseys for the 3rd goal, didn't he?
To be fair, I didn't see that.
Aye, against Birmingham, he had the block tackle, and then something that was prone to debut. Listen, he wasn't the worst player we had. I'll be really honest, in my opinion. I'd rather have Ben Davis in the team than Proper. Aye, Albert and Bob Ger.
I mean, these players are out at Ibrox and away on loan for a reason. And I keep saying about these boys, but the teams they're away to, from Barton, Zalowers, whoever they're away to, Airdrie, whatever, I'm looking for the boys to be the best player in their teams at their position. That's what they're there to do. They're there to prove themselves. They're there to get experience and bring themselves on. That's what they're there to do. But they seem to think, we'll just go over here and muck about for a wee while over here because I know I'm going back to Rangers. No, that's not the idea of this at all. And I've yet to hear any of these players being outstanding. I heard one game that Fraser was maybe outstanding at Livingston, but I've not heard any of the rest of them. You've never heard any of their names. If they were that brilliant and that good, you'd hear their names. You never do hear their names, mate, because they're bang average players. And that's why they're not at Ibrox. Bang average is done at Ibrox. It's done. Bang average is done at Ibrox. We've used that up for too many years now, mate. It's just we need to get proper players back into Ibrox. Proper professional players, Rangers players. I'm sick of looking at these players that kid on. They're Rangers players or kid on. They're professional players. Some of them can't run. Most of them can't run. They're too weak. They can't shoot. They can't pass. No, what's going on here? It's not right, mate. You get Dowell and all that. He goes down and plays at Birmingham, and all of a sudden he's a player. Up here,
I've just cut my second wrist, by the way.
What was that?
I said I've just cut my second wrist. I was totally depressed before we started. I'm even worse.
All better will always cheer you up.
Oh, no, it's sad, isn't it?
You come, Bob Ger.
Well, he's absolutely right, though. Albert, I agree with every word that he said there. He got people playing there, have done for a while now. They're no worthy of being at the club. Not going to name names. You've named them all practically anyway. They're no worthy of being at the club. The last good team we had was that team who reached the final, the last half decent side, and it's still reached that standard since. In fact, the standards went way down. And what we do to get it back up, I don't know. I mean, this takeover, it'll have to make a difference. I'm sure it will. But to what length it makes a difference, I don't know. I'm not a man of finance, what I keep saying here. I just hope against hope that we get back among the honours again. We need to, because at the moment, and I'm going to use this phrase to use, we're at laughing stock.
Yeah.
Am I right? We're at laughing stock.
Yeah.
Glasgow Rangers are laughing stock. Never. That never happened in my lifetime. I'm 75-year-old this year. And before I depart the earth, I want to see Rangers back to a position of strength. And you're right, you're right about the sock and how it's never worked here. You can talk about young player this and young player that. How many of them's made it? No, a lot. They've not made a lot of money off with that. So they'll just have to redefine that, I suppose. How they do it, I don't know. Anyway, we've got a pressure cooker here at 5:45 on Thursday night, and we're just going to see how they stand up there. Because this will be a pressure cooker, believe me. So they've done all right in Europe. Let's hope they can do all right on Thursday night. I'm a Rangers fan, and I'll be right behind them as usual.
Yeah, Southside.
Just got to get the right type of player going forward. That's what we need to do. And make sure.
Can I ask you a question then, mate? Simple one. Would you start Dessers?
Would I start Dessers on Thursday?
Yes.
Depending on the formation he's playing. It might suit, because if they play a high line, we played against teams that push up in the high line and with a lot of joy in behind with Czerny and Dessers. Olympiacos game, they pushed up, played high line, we created a lot of chances against them. Listen, Dessers has proved that he scores goals. He might miss some, but he gets himself into the chances to put himself, to give himself a chance. So, depending on what type of formation he's playing on Thursday night, I don't know what they're going to come up with. It'll be done to them. And you can't prejudge it and say, well, we'll just stick to 4-2-3-1. I don't know what you'll do. I just want players to go out and try and get a better form. Do the basics properly, pass the ball. Just pass the ball to each other and we get moving. It's a simple game. It's pass and move. You know, the game's no changed. It's just about putting the effort in, putting the desire in, but do the basics right. And that will take you a long way in the game. It's something that we've not been doing. And we couldn't do it right on Saturday.
You mean your goal to catch the ball, the centre half to clear it, and your midfield players to pass it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye. There's a big bonus. There's a big bonus at the end of this game for them on Thursday. You know, it's
so you said they
Europa
might play
League.
well on Thursday?
It should give some of them, if some of them might be thinking this will be my last big sort of pie day before I leave. So if they're picked and selected, they'll get something extra bonus at the end. Get in the next round and get your bonus.
Same question to you, Albert.
What's that, mate?
Would you start Dessers?
No. You want my team? I'll give you my team. If you want to give me your team, my team.
Intrigued. Go on then.
Right. My team would be Kelly, Sterling, Butland, Balogun, Bridvan, Diamandi, Raskin.
Say that again.
What?
Kelly,
Sterling, Butland, Balogun, Bridvan, Diamandi, Raskin.
Two goalies.
Sorry. Why? What do you mean? Two goalies?
Kelly and Butland.
Oh, I didn't say Butland. Kelly, Sterling, Balogun, and Suter. Sorry,
Butland
Suter.
the first time.
I did a. He's in my head. I probably would play him at centre half rather than goalkeeper. Know what I mean?
All right. Carry on.
Ridvan, Diamandi, Raskin up front. Czerny, Danilo, Cortez, and Igaman through the middle.
Cortez.
Where's
he coming back for?
I don't care where he's coming back for. He's playing, whether he's fit or no, he's going on that part. I told you, all these players have got to play now. He's actually in training, mate.
Yeah, but he's doing our injury, mate. You've got to be fair, you know what I mean?
Well, he's playing, I'm telling you. Suter's playing, Balogun's playing, Sterling's playing. They're all playing. Get on that part and play. That's what I would say to them all. And they've got to keep on playing to do at the end of the season.
He's a hard man, Will, isn't he?
What are we saving them for? What are we nursing them along for?
For the summer holidays, all big. You're not being fair. Right.
The time for nursing these players is done. Get them on the park, get them playing, earn their wages, get on there. Get us through to the next round.
That'll never keep on earning their wages. That'll never keep on. Listen, we've reached that time of the evening. It's been an interesting show. Last word for your good self, Bob J.
Aye, that was an interesting discussion. The new Rangers are at a crossroads, lads. And what direction we go for here is anybody's guess. But anyway, we've got this game on Thursday night, and I hope they just go out there with the right attitude, knuckle down, keep the score as respectable as we can as you do in Europe in an aggregate game. See how we get on. And you're right, Albert, I agree with you again, pal. These people have got to show up. They're picking up big wages, they've got to show up and they've got to play. Thanks for having me again, Ox. I'll see you the other side of Thursday, probably.
Cheers, mate. Well,
take care, boys. All the best.
Cheers, Bob. Cheers, mate. Well, and you come, mate.
Hello, yeah. The only thing I was going to say, obviously, talking about all the players with different nationalities, etc., etc. I would love to see us turning up at Celtic Park with the tunes blasting, these a scarf around their necks, giving it plenty, steady their eyes on the ground. Because the only time that these players of today wear a Rangers scarf is the day we sign them. They would not have a Rangers scarf anywhere around their neck other than that. And until we change that, we're not going to get anywhere. And that is my story for tonight, I'm glad to say.
Cheers, mate. Good to hear from you. Don't be a stranger.
And I've got a lot of financial things that I'm going to talk to you at a later date, but that can be done later.
All right, mate. Thanks for the call. Good to hear from you.
And thanks very much, man. And good luck for them on Thursday. And cheers to everybody else in the panel, of course. And good night. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, Neil.
Olga.
I enjoyed that tonight, mate. A few things off the old chest, as it were. It was interesting, mate. Interesting, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Listen, mate, I tell you, once you commit your shell and you start getting your points across, I think you've got a future in this show. Would you think, Southside?
Yes, always straight to the point, Albert.
Aye. Yes, Southside, last point.
Aye, no, it's been good tonight. Good to do the show with Albert and your good self and get a few callers in. All different opinions. It's what the show's about, isn't it? Come up, phone in and we can debate it. So it's been a good wee show tonight, mate, and look forward to Thursday. Big night for us, so hopefully we'll have 11 players turning up on the night and we'll get a good result to bring back to Ibrox. So, as always, thanks for having us on. There's only one team and one crown.
Aye. Listen, mate, if you're thinking about to get me for Easter, they're going to get me in a new wallet, mate. All these notes are... I need a bigger wallet, mate.
Right, okay, keep that in mind.
All right, cheers, mate. And maybe when you pop out the Turkey, they have some deals with the leather state over there. Get a new one over there.
I get many wallets over there for cheaper price.
That's a point. And I'll just take it off my next winnings.
Knowing him, he'll bring you back a leather money, Scott.
He might, mate. He might. No, but the first time. Listen, thanks to Lawbert, who was on, always entertaining. Good to hear from Lawbert. Charlie, it was good. A nice call for Charlie. Will, who joined us, Bob Jen as well, who came in tonight. Good to hear from each and every one of them. But thanks also to Albert and Southside for doing the show. As the team goes through some difficult times, it's not as easy as people think, but thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.